Toxic masculinity. Today I'm going to expose the cultural lie. Now, you've heard it, toxic masculinity. It's one of the most overused labels in modern culture. The most. But what does it really mean? And what happens when we confuse toxic behavior with manhood itself? Well, today let's cut through the noise and talk about what's really happening to men in our society. First, let's look at the origin of the phrase. You may not know this. The term toxic masculinity originally came from 1980s men's therapy movements, describing negative behaviors like aggression without empathy. And over time, it got hijacked, stolen by academia and activists until it meant masculinity itself is dangerous. Now, the difference between toxic men and masculinity, and yes, there are men who are abusive or selfish, but masculinity in its truest form is self-control, it's courage, it's responsibility, and it's sacrifice, people. And history gives us examples. Men who stormed Normandy, not toxic. Firefighters who ran into the Twin Towers on 9/11, not toxic. Fathers who work two jobs to feed their kids, not toxic. And how men are being demeaned today. Have you thought about that? Sitcom dads are reduced to bumbling idiots. College courses teaching patriarchy is the root of all evil. Schools disciplining boys for being too energetic or too rough. Even Gillette's 2019 commercial telling men to do better, as if being male is an automatic flaw. Oh boy. I tell you, if fixing a leaky faucet, mowing the lawn, or teaching your son to throw a baseball makes you toxic, then I'm the Chernobyl of masculinity. And there is the hypocrisy of something known as misandry, which is the hatred or demeaning of men, and culture screams misogyny while openly celebrating misandry, which is, again, that hatred of men. So let me give you some examples. Trending hashtags, mocking men, popular memes, painting them as useless, and the word misandrist exists, but almost no one uses it. Misandrist, like misogynist, misandrist. But no one uses it because society excuses hatred when it's aimed at men. Boy, there's a real world cost to all of this. Suicide rates, listen to this, suicide rates for men. Men die by suicide nearly 4 times more than women. This is according to the Center for Disease Control. The homelessness, well, the majority are men. Boys now are beginning to fall behind in school, especially in reading and college attendance. Fatherlessness is one of the strongest predictors of poverty, crime, and addiction. So the key points, we're told masculinity is toxic, but when men disappear, let me tell you, society suffers. Let's talk about the feminization of men. Media tells men to be softer, quieter, and apologetic just for existing. Meanwhile, genuine strength, leadership, and provision are mocked as outdated. Outdated. The result? Weaker men, broken families, and a generation of boys with no compass. And let's look at the truth about masculinity. True masculinity is modeled by men who protect, provide, and sacrifice. And in Scripture, men are called to love their wives as Christ loved the church, laying down their lives. That's not toxic. That's heroic. Healthy masculinity doesn't dominate women. It honors them. It doesn't oppress children. It raises them. If opening a pickle jar for your wife makes you toxic, then guilty as charged. I'll keep serving my family and I'll eat the pickles. So toxic masculinity, folks, is not the problem. Broken masculinity is. And the cure is not to erase men, no, but to restore them. And when society silences men, families collapse. When society mocks masculinity, boys grow up without role models. And when men themselves believe they're toxic just for being men, everyone loses. Think about it. It's time to say it boldly. Repeat after me. Toxic masculinity is a myth. And in case you didn't get it the first time, repeat after me. Toxic masculinity is a myth. Healthy, strong, godly men are not a danger to society. They're one of the greatest blessings. So, if you believe this message matters, subscribe to this channel. Share this video and stand with me as we keep putting truth in focus. Work for you? I hope so.